coming with the implosion of our imperium, and it's coming with the rapid degradation of the ecosystem itself. And there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we cope with this change. Will we respond rationally? Will we learn to speak to the world with a new humility and recreate structures within our own communities for sustainability? Or will we continue to live in illusion? And in a way, it's a matter of awakening ourselves to our new reality and responding to it.
Ishimi no Martian in the morning and ocean I don't even know what I said there. You probably don't even know either. Alright, it's time to start this crap. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, hello there. Welcome back to the best, worst show on the internet. That's right. That's right. My name's Manuel Chavez III, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. And welcome back. Yes, welcome back to this thing that we do sometimes or whatever. Used to do it 8 hours a day. Now we just kind of do it whenever we feels like it. And oh, thank you to that guy, no one here yet, for the 100 bits over there. We weren't even live yet. We were just playing the intro. People were throwing money at us. I don't know what's happening. I'm not used to this or whatever. But whatever, I'll pay my rent. That's fine. Either way, welcome. It's been kind of weird, guys. I'm not used to getting all of this kinds of attention, whether it's good or bad. And I mean, I'm just like ending up talking to some of the most interesting people. And last night, I actually ended up going on to something called the Simpcast, which is, I mean, funnier on many different levels, probably. But yeah, you know, with Chrissy Mayer, Leela Hart, freaking Brittany Venti, a whole bunch of people. I mean, I was pleasantly, you know, passed out in my bed, taking a nice little sleep ski. And then I remembered I got like a notification that there was a show going on. So I showed up in the chat. And then within like 5 minutes, I was like up on the stage with a bunch of chicks. And then I was like, this is cool. This reminds me of being a cheerleader in high school or whatever, sort of, kind of. Except for, you know, we're all talking about different stuff. And I mean, it's just crazy how much information has come out. Because like, I just did a thread, man. I just did that thread. Right. And that was like a month ago. And now it's snowballed into something that I'm not really even a part of, you know, like, yeah, I got some history with the girl back in like, you know, 2006, 2007, 2008, you know, definitely put some stuff together. But it's like now people are coming out of the woodwork, basically, and really just giving us like the information and pulling up more videos. And just, it's nuts. I mean, I had to do another thread, man. But, you know, we'll talk about that then. We're going to talk about what's going on with Timpool and Steven Crowder and the Daily Wire, because obviously there was a hilarious show that went on. It just ended or whatever. People are tweeting and shit about it, so I'm just got that like collected up. But I mean, goddamn, son. Goddamn is all I got to say. I mean, it's rich people fighting. Yeah. If it's rich people fighting, then, you know, it's all we got to worry about. And then what are you talking about? But the rule is if you know Jeffree Star, seek witness protection. Really? I don't need no witness protection because Jeffree Star. Serious? He's got like little fucking tiny arms or whatever. I could break him. I could break him with 2 of my fingers. What's he gonna do? Kill me? I'll just come back. I'll just get back up. And then they'll just be like, what the fuck just happened there? Be like, seriously? You don't think that you're the first guy to try that? Oh, for a lot of you guys out there, if you haven't been around here, you probably don't know about that. Yeah, but you'll find out about it. It's fine. It's all right, dude. It's all right, dudes. There's a lot about me that you think you know, but you got no fucking idea. And that's just the way that I like it. You know why I like it that way? Because, I don't know. There needs to be a little change in the world sometimes. And people need to understand that life is such a delicate thing. And I think we take it for granted, right? But at the same time, it is up to us to protect this thing that we call life, no matter what it could possibly mean for you. So anyways, it's been kind of weird. When I was talking on Simcast with Brittany Venti and all of the girls or whatever, you know, I was up there. I didn't have any cleavage though. I don't think anybody wants to see my cleavage because it's just a bunch of hair or whatever. But you know, maybe next time. If I'm in there next time, I'll make sure I got it or whatever. But the first like weird thing is that Brittany Venti was supposed to be scheduled on Timpool's show in the like coming weeks. She actually said that on her show or whatever, and everybody was like, well, that's probably not going to happen now. Well, technically it was Brittany was the one that was saying that it's not going to happen anymore. And apparently, according to Timpool's producer, Cassandra McDonald, yeah, she says that she was never booked or scheduled, and I asked if she wanted to possibly come on sometime a while back, but we didn't end up setting a date or scheduling it. Yikes. So, does it seem like we're going to be having old Brittany Venti over on Timpool to discuss that? It looks like Timpool's show isn't going to be showing any type of support for any of the people that have been affected by the Eliza Bleu LARP that they contributed to, which I thought was very, very fucking ridiculous. I mean, yeah, just really, ridiculous. It's absolute bullshit. And, I was like, I could just pull up my DMs with Cassie to show you everything that, was being said, but I'm not going to do that or whatever because I'm not a complete dick. I usually only save that move for when people start doing bad stuff or being assholes to me, and then I'll check their asses on that shit real quick. But Nina Infinity and a couple of the other people were kind of like putting it on, talking about it. They're like, hey, you had Eliza Bleu on. Why not Brittany Venti? I mean, she's a very vocal person against predators. She exposed Balenciaga and has some interesting things to say about Andrew Tate, and she's being silenced, like, why not, at least be cool and get her on? And, all we get from Cassie is Cassandra is, sorry, we're full. Sorry, we're fucking full. We don't need your fucking shit around here. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Yeah, they're full, right? Fucking the shit that happened with Steven Crowder was on Thursday of last week. It's Monday now, and they got his ass on the show. So I'm sure they were real fucking full, bro. I'm sure they were full of shit. They were just a full as fuck and shit and whatever. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. So I just kind of made me, like, actually, this is probably the best reaction that I could think. Yeah, okay, Cassandra, or whatever. So, I mean, it kind of sucks, I guess, because, I wonder why she doesn't want her on. I got no fucking clue, dude. But it just seems to be like, when you're not a part of the cool kids club, but the cool kids know who you are, I'm in no danger of ever going on Timcast. Let's just be perfectly frank about that shit. There is zero chance of that ever happening. Why would that happen? If that happens, y'all need to call the cops because I've been taken over or some shit by like an other, okay? Because this is not the world we live in. I mean, I could manifest that shit if I wanted to, but right now, my manifestation probability engine is telling me that the probability is quite low. And every time I try to like crank that shit up a little bit, because, I can affect probabilities, you'll notice that it's not working. And sometimes, fucking dude in the sky just decides that, nope, not going to get you that one. Not yet. So I just think it's weird. I don't want to get blocked by her, but at the same time, it just sucks. And, it is kind of crazy that she's booked people she can't even stand. She's people that she's got blocked, and it's because they'd make good guests. And guess what? It's just not the case here. So Brittany Venti, not a good guest. This whole Eliza thing. See, Eliza, she was a great fucking fantastic guest. But Brittany Venti, the girl that just asked some questions and got blocked and, is a high school. What did she say something about it? I could go read it verbatim, but I'm not going to pull it up. Something about, it was high school mean girl shit. And then, and essentially, I get where Cassie is coming from on this whole thing, or Cassandra's coming from on this whole thing, but what Cassandra is doing is actually the high school mean girl shit right here. And if you don't see that, I don't know, because Cassandra would be like the head cheerleader, right? And then Brittany Venti is like one of the super hot, like, sophomores that just got onto the squad but's like really good at what she does or whatever. It's definitely probably going to be up for, cheer or being the head cheerleader or whatever the next year. So it's like, like there's some like real fucking interdimensional or dynamical girl shit going on right here. And the way that I see it is that, what Britney's did to Eliza, I guess could be misconstrued, but then it's even greater when, like Cassandra Fairbanks is in control of every single person that comes onto the Timpool show. So Crowder, every person that you see going on there is going through this lady. So like, if you take that shit into perspective, it doesn't seem like, well, it's shitty. That's what it is. Like, that's just like, it's not how it should be, but it's the way that it is. And I mean, like, don't be throwing fucking stones in glass houses or whatever, because there could be some fucking problems. And honestly, I had some crazy shit just get posted on the internet right here. So, I went on a Chrissy Mayer show last night, and they were asking me about what I knew about the situation. I tried to explain as much as I knew, and I was like, the rest of it is just shit that's like from the internet or whatever. I was like, but I mean, the next thing is that there's probably going to be like an ex-boyfriend or somebody that's going to call into the show, and Jesus Christ. Yeah, that actually happened. So apparently Chrissy Mayer just had her Compound Media show, which, is a show that she does. I guess she was a little drunk when she was doing it, but they just posted this video, and I guess one of Eliza Bleu's high school boyfriends named Mike surprised everyone by calling into the show and basically kind of giving his take on what he thought about this whole Eliza Bleu situation. And mind you, he says that he dated her in high school while she was being homeschooled, but he was dating her. He also dated his sister. Some wild ass shit, actually. It's probably the most wild shit that I've seen come out of this situation.
Mike has
So, and I'm just going to call this guy Dirty Mike because he's really, really doing Eliza real dirty. And then, like Dirty Mike also apparently banged Eliza and her sister or whatever. So, like that's a fucking Dirty Mike and the boys type shit right there. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying it's a funny shit. So, I'm just going to go ahead and play that for you because it's not that long, but I figured in the heat of things this is out of my hands now, right? Like I'm small man. This is going to the ladies now. They're taking care of this shit, and I guarantee you they're probably going to do a way better. They're going to do a fantastic job with this. Okay, I have a fucking feeling. Okay,
on the Eliza
I got a
Bleu
feeling. I got the feelings. Okay, and thank you to CV for the diamond over on D Live. I don't know why the chat is not picking up for D Live today, but I can't fix it. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Hey, I'm actually her ex-boyfriend.
What? No.
Yeah, I swear to God, this whole thing.
No,
so
dude, how did you even
bizarre.
find Compound?
I've been watching Compound for years.
Wait, whoa.
I've been watching
when
Compound
did you date
for
her? Are you
years.
bullshitting me? A lot of people
No,
lie
I swear
when
to
they call
God.
in.
Where's
her
her
name's
birthday?
Tony,
Eliza
just
Bleu
came out.
Highschool.
Yes?
I dated
I
her
want some
sister Bethany
confirmation.
too.
You
Bethany
dated her
married
and
some
her
guy named
sister?
Nick
You
Peck.
dog.
I swear to God.
When?
I
When did you date
swear
her?
to God,
This would have been in high school. See, they were both homeschooled.
this is not
They
the
lived
guy.
out in Port Byron, Illinois.
He's just
like,
on the phone.
uh,
Okay,
Story's starting to
There's this
hold
school
up
called
now.
Riverdale.
I've never seen this show
High
before,
School,
so
and they lived kind of out by the school, but
I can't believe you
they're both
fucking
homeschooled.
You dated her in
her.
high school even though she was homeschooled? Did they have...
well, I
There's a
I
co-op.
was in a band.
Of course,
that'll
because she
do it.
liked
That's
band
right.
guys. She
Fucking
liked the My
Harrison.
Chemical Romance.
fucking Harrison Crank is like, no new information. I'm calling. Maybe, dude. I don't know. They apparently got his number, and in the live chat replay, according to Homeboy, Home Slice or whatever. Hold on, I think I gotta
Guide,
play
you
it.
were
There
Looking
you
for
go.
confirmation.
According to Homeboy in here, Miss Senor Frank Pellegrino. Wait, sorry, Harrison's comments over this. So yeah, right here under this one right here, Frank Pellegrino says, I have her entire backstory now. So like there's obviously going to be a lot more coming out of this. This is just like, what would you call that? It's like an amuse-bouche. And if you haven't been involved with me in the past, you're going to learn that I sandbag the shit out of everything. Like I never put all my cards out on the table. And I always got things working in the background that nobody knows about. And this is just a little tape. This is just like what you got so far is the amuse-bouche. So now you're about to start getting the courses, and this is just like the first part, and then they bring you the second part. This is probably going to be like my 5 courses.
Information here. We
Yeah,
need like birthmark
just-
material. Like we need
Yeah.
birthmark.
Like 5 courses?
You're right about her last
Maybe
name. You're
6.
right about where she
You
grew
got her
up.
last name
Like the
right.
dessert.
Liza mentioned,
Yeah.
farm
Her
life.
mom's name's Betsy. Her dad's name's Richard, I believe.
Yep, that's
And they have a farm. They live out in this farmland area.
so you dated her in high school.
Yeah, I
And then
dated
her
her in high
sister.
school. And
I believe him.
I don't know. I still kind of kept in touch with her because she ended up going to school for hair cutting. I believe it was
I don't know why,
College
but I believe him.
in Davenport, Iowa. So last time I saw her, she cut my hair. But yeah, the cool thing is just
He called in to be like, "Hey, guess what?"
Is that?
I mean, how was the hair?
I think that's like code. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, she cut my hair. Maybe not. I don't know.
Pretty juicy gossip.
Good haircut.
It's
thought
fucking
they were
Go to
juicy.
the police with this
You got a little
information.
trim.
This better be
Yeah,
real.
like,
Like,
Yeah.
like, really?
From that video, she looked like she was really good at cutting hair.
I don't know. See, this is
So
all
what do you
new to me.
think?
I
Do you
think
think
the
she's
same
a
thing.
liar? What do you think? What do you make of it all?
This guy's got an
Yeah,
accent.
I can't get
Yeah,
any
she's
trim
a
because
liar.
I don't
By the
really
way,
have any hair.
her age, she's at least 41.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
that's a
the
good one to
oldest
get.
account. I
We
guess
already
of her
knew
age. She admitted, I think,
most
at
of
one point
that.
she was 41, but in the past she said, "Oh, I was born in '85." So you don't think
No.
that she was sex trafficked? You don't think she was a victim of abuse?
No, I think her sister was born in 85, though. Bethany. I think she
All
was
right, so
born in
someone she
85.
knows is born in '85.
She's
Oh,
taking her
Doxing.
sister's
That's an
Right.
easy
Close enough.
birthday
Yeah,
to
yeah, I was
recite.
gonna say,
What
knows a
about
lot.
like can recite your
Right.
siblings' birthdays, right? Like
I'd have to think
Yeah.
about the year.
And like, what do you think? She's
Yeah.
changed her name so many times. Like, what do you think of all that? Have you
Well,
been
that's the
keeping up
whole
with her
thing.
appearances?
I've seen.
You keep in touch.
I saw her on YouTube and stuff, and like Dr. Drew, and I was like, oh, that can't be Eliza Morthland. There's no way. She looks like her though. And it wasn't until just
Yeah, because she had a brunette pixie cut, and then she was platinum blonde.
yeah. She in high school she had long blonde hair, but then she's
Okay.
kind of done this short hair thing for a while. But
does this seem like in character for like from like the person you knew in high school? Does this seem like something that she's capable of or within her mean?
yeah, she's always wanted to be famous and shit. So
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
yeah, she's always.
Did you watch
she's
her on
always kind
Blind
of like-
Date?
I don't know. She was kind of a groupie with different bands and shit, and
Sounds like it.
all
yeah.
around different bands.
What position did you play?
Harrison's fucking like,
Guitar.
tap, motherfucker, tap.
What are you supposed to say?
Like
Is
it's
it not
a
a music
team.
instrument?
I totally.
Yeah,
Oh, right, that's
Yeah.
sports.
I play
I
the
was gonna
tight
say,
end.
there's
guitar.
something about sports.
I respect
Tight
that.
end.
I thought.
I respect that,
sex.
I was
Harrison.
a quarter sack.
We all went back
Oh,
to
like,
that.
how long did you date Eliza
But
for?
it's not cat, bro. It's too. You can't make this shit up, bro. Like, this has gone so off of the rails. There's no way that this is the cat.
I'd say about a year. I dated her
Too
sister
crazy.
longer than that, though.
Too
Yeah,
fucking
after-
crazy.
You said-
Right. Who is better in bed? I can't believe I'm asking this.
Oh shit.
Next question.
We're not going with that one.
All
Mm-mm.
right, who was worse
Mm.
in bed?
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
nicely played.
Did you say Eliza was
Well
worse?
played.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Good
Just
journalism
crazy,
right
dude.
there.
What's,
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
weird is
Fucking journalism, baby.
she was a knockout back then. But what's crazy is, have you ever
We're
seen
talking
someone
about a
that's like
teenager
really
right now.
beautiful, but then they take their
It's
makeup
not
off
like
and
he's a
you're like,
grown
oh,
man
dear
dating a
God.
high schooler. He too was in high school.
Did they miss what he
we
just
know
said
that.
there?
And in a heart,
Did they miss what he just said there? Because he was like, yeah, she was like fucking gorgeous, but have you ever like been with the girl and then they take up all their makeup and then they're not even listening to what he was saying right there, which they're obviously all drunk and this is like a comedy show. So it's probably not the right place for this particular call, I guess, to go forward. But I'm sure they're going to get this guy on and he's going to be spilling the proverbial beans.
in Harm's opinion, she was young and she got old. And he got
It all
old with
worked
her.
out.
Perfect woman.
Oh my God, this is so juicy, Mike.
However, did you find this call tonight? I'm
Fucking
wild.
dirty
It's
Mike.
amazing.
This
She
guy is
lose her
dirty
virginity
Mike.
to you?
I didn't.
Yeah.
good
I didn't
question.
put the pieces
Fuck.
together until I saw Brittany Venti's video last night. I just went, oh my God, it is. It's Eliza Morthland. Because
So
I just
Brittany
kept
was
thinking,
like,
there's
"Here's
no
a
way it
screenshot.
could be
Can you
her
explain
because
this?"
Port Byron, Illinois, it's way out in the middle of nowhere. It's on the border of Iowa and Illinois where the Mississippi River is. And she lived way out in the country, and I went, there's no way it could be the same girl.
Wow. Yeah, it's very suspect. Like, we all know a lot of entertainers. I've never met anybody who has more than one stage name. And it seems like for each new thing she's trying out, she changes her name to something else.
She's like
You
the
might
P
know
Diddy.
I know my thickness.
Puff Eliza.
Oof. All right.
That is so interesting. Huh.
Yeah, and I've heard from people who are like, I've heard from trafficking survivors and sexual abuse victims, and they don't sound or act like Eliza's been acting. Like
So she's saying that she was sex trafficked.
Ah,
at
finally
15?
is something that's
15 or 17,
there.
and then it happened again. In her
Your stage
20s,
name's
like, she went
Defango Blue,
back.
Dano? I'm
So-
offended.
Traffic me once.
No,
What?
Yeah.
The fuck, dude? You what, mate? You what, mate? Stage name for what? Stage name for what? Like, are you out there like one of them Chippendales shaking on your PPO and shit like that? I'm not hating. I'm just wondering.
I mean, I
On
knew
you.
her pretty good.
Traffic me twice. Shame on you again.
Harms.
I'm sorry. I
know
think
for a fact
we asked this.
until
How
at
old?
least 20.
How old were you when you dated her, and how old was she? I know you said
Oh,
high
shit.
school, but
Oh, you were in high school too, right? Please tell me you were in high school
Well,
too.
she wasn't in high school because she was homeschooled.
Okay.
it's a weird loophole.
But I went to the high school right next to the house.
You're like loophole.
Oh man.
I actually was homeschooled when I went to law school. Just a fun fact.
Are you guys the same age?
honey.
That's the question: Is are you the same age?
I'm like a year or two younger.
Okay.
about fried rice?
No wonder you
So I'm
vibed with the younger
40.
sister better. All right.
Okay.
Wow. This is very interesting, Mike.
So he knew her when she was
Yeah.
15. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I knew her when she was all the way up until
So when did she move
I
to
don't know,
LA?
she was 20.
When do you think she moved to LA? 'Cause
20?
she claimed she moved to LA before she was 18.
I don't see. Maybe she visited LA then.
Damn.
That's a big
That's
But I
difference.
just-
different.
Right. Because
That's
she
a big
traffic
difference.
claims the
Visited-
trafficking
Yeah.
happened when she was like
Sunset.
hanging around the Warped
Yeah,
Tour.
that
which
living and
people put
visiting
it like
is different,
2004,
like-
2005.
Don't
Please
live-
get
Won't
that
name
hot
her
girl off the
abuser,
screen.
but
Which
if
hot
it's gonna
girl?
be
This right
anybody
here?
in this world, it would be this Gerard Way of My
Sorry, dude.
Chemical Romance.
She's apparently getting
How did you
married.
guys break up?
You missed your
He wanted to date
Oh,
the
no, I'm
sister.
you missed your
Grew
opening.
apart.
She wouldn't swallow.
Grew apart at
Happens when you're
17.
her sister.
She was getting.
Yeah.
she
Well,
turned
you know how it is.
17.
She
You have,
aged
like,
out.
a bunch of different relationships at that age. So
Right.
I
That's, I forgot. You,
I didn't
yeah,
have
you were in a
any
band. There you
relationships at
go.
that age. I was a loser.
Yeah. So as you can see, story's taking off on its own without anybody having to do anything. And that's just like the newest thing that just came out like in the last hour or whatever. I was watching that Timcast stream and then I saw, some stuff coming out about that. So I figure if we would put it out there. Yeah, I'd figure if we'd put it out there at least a little bit. Hey, how come this Casper's guy message didn't show up on there? That's weird. Have you established who Amanda Jean is, but the second one that he sent didn't show up? Dude, what's going on with that chat thing? I don't know. I'm just happy that it barely works. Anyways, have you established who Amanda Jean is yet? We have a theory, but I don't know if it's, the truth or whatever. And I'm not one to like come out and put out bullshit or whatever, but I will anyways, just because. Why not? Anyways, so that Amanda Jean person, a few different people have reached out to me about that person, and we're pretty certain, I guess, that it's not a sock account directly. Maybe it could still be or whatever, but a lot of people are actually pointing to somebody that did an article on her in the past, somebody named Amanda Presto something or other, some kind of like Greek or maybe Italian name, I'm not sure, but she's a writer at the Daily Wire, and that seems like who it possibly could be, but we still don't have any like, hard evidence or whatever, just a educated guess and gut feeling. And I don't know, the other thing to think about with that is that there's actually been Twitter Spaces with both Eliza and Amanda Jean, both in the Twitter spaces, talking to each other, and they definitely are two different people. So, maybe not a sock, maybe could be a shared account or something like that, but clearly it was like, no, that's my bitch, or that bitch is my friend, and I'm gonna do all this stuff. So maybe they're having a little bit of rocks on their friendship. Maybe they're just like helping each other troll each other or something like that. That seems like it might be a possibility or whatever. That's fine. So bunch of people were like throwing stuff up there, and I knew this existed or whatever, Eliza Bleu's model Mayhem page, and I felt like, it's good to know that it's out there. Some people wanted to make sure that they saw it, but there is a lot of information that can be gleaned here. You always got a sandbag on everything so people can find stuff, guys. You can't just like put everything out all at once or whatever. You got to let people help. You know what I'm saying? You got to let people help, even if they aren't really helping. You know what I mean? You feel me? You see what I'm saying right now? You picking up what I'm putting fucking down? Anyways, so how we were able to figure out she had other Instagrams and stuff like that was through this. So this is actually where we figured out that she had a modeling contract for her. So if somebody was being enterprising enough and really cared about getting the World Star Hip Hop video contract information, they would be going to Helen Troy Modeling because that's who booked her to go to the video. Right. Yeah. So, you gotta like give them a little bit and then let it happen or whatever. People need to feel like they're really involved in doing everything. Okay, you understand? It's fucking QAnon. Okay, it's the same shit, same fucking shit. So it's really like taking up, I guess, some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, it's really funny though that Jeremy is very behind on all of this shit, which is normal for Jeremy because, he doesn't got time to make videos. Jeremy is still back on, oh my God, Eliza might have the ability to get people banned or something like that. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Available video.
But yeah, now he's like saying that, that video link for the World Star Hip Hop video got deemed unsafe, and maybe Eliza somehow got that link banned or something like that because she's friends with Elon. I never went that far on any of that shit. Okay, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. Okay. God, oh, you know what it is? It's every fucking time that I gotta fucking hit show or hide on a message, it stops the YouTube chat from getting pulled over. That's fucking... So yeah, Jeremy, it's like, Jeremy, there's already other information that's come out that's even like more hard hitting than what you got. And normally when you're making these videos, you're putting out like 5 motherfucking videos a day, dog. So honestly, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not talking shit, but I am talking shit. He could have posted some more shit about it, but that's fine or whatever. Maybe he's trying to show that he's not milking it. He is live. However, talking about the strike back on the Daily Wire or whatever, which is the same thing that I'm fucking doing right now. So it's like, obviously he's going to have a lot more of other fucking people in his stream. He has 1 million followers. I think I have like 5,000 or whatever. So, I am in no danger of thinking that shit be different. Okay. But yeah, here's me actually. Also, I did another show. Like I was on another show today. This one was, what do we call this show? Hard Lens Media. They got 40,000 subscribers, dog. Actually, I was talking to both of them, Kit and Farron. Both of them seem to be running this show, which I had not actually have ever seen before. So they brought me on there, and it seems like they're more of a progressive channel. Like I'm definitely not the alt-right person that most people say, but I think they were pretty, clear on most of this stuff. So I think that a lot of people, are just trying to get us out. So, I recommend if you want to go check that one out too, you can. Actually, Hard Dick Media. That's what I actually thought it was when it first said it, but they were some pretty cool people or whatever. And I met Farron on the Simpcast show, and then they had me on the Hard Lens Media. Then I don't know. I got some other show with some person tomorrow, and then another show. I don't know. A bunch of people want to talk to me. It's weird, super strange. Not used to that shit. You know me. I'm not used to that shit. Oh, look at this right now. Hypocrisy surrounding Eliza Bleu as she grifting. The story unfolds. Premiere. Oh, that's the video that he was telling me that they were gonna put out today. Cool. There we go. I'm gonna hit the like, and then I'm going to share that, actually. I'm going to share that. Because they clipped out the part of it, and then I'm going to put it on the thing and be like, oh, yeah. Check us out on What's Media. Post. There we go. Yeah, there you go. So that's pretty cool. It's definitely a groovy thing. I was not expecting, at least getting this kind of attention on things. But then again, like we are just talking about like one person. I guess that comet that flew over was like a wake up call. Okay, time to start fucking doing shit again. Oh man, really? Been enjoying just doing nothing. But then again, like we have been doing nothing for a couple thousand years. So, let's fucking get some shit done. Let's get some shit done. And what's this? This is not what I wanted to show, actually. I think I had some more stuff to talk about with this Eliza Bleu thing, but I'm missing it. I'm fucking missing it. Here, I'll just hit this right here. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I actually had a video that I was supposed to be showing you guys that's probably in my video history or whatever. Yeah, it was in my video history, I think. We watched that one. There's the Hardlands. There's the Fair and Bound. Oh, here. So you'll probably end up seeing this on Jeremy's channel either probably tomorrow, because you know how he does his videos. He like does it one step at a time. Marketing genius or whatever. But some dude tweeted this to me yesterday. I put it in the thread. His name is like Pellegrino or something like that on Twitter. But
90s, now it's the shit.
Probably hard to hear.
Education, you'll realize if you're yourself, you'll get a lot further than copying people.
Okay. Are you into rap? And if so, who are some of your favorite rappers?
Yes, I'm into
Hold on.
And this is another piece of advice. Do your education. I've done a lot of education on photography. I've done a lot of education on marketing, modeling, basically anything fashion. Basically, if you can get your hands on any piece of education, that's what I do in my free time. I do the education. Even in sports is a big thing for me. That's entertainment as well. If you do the education, number one, you'll always realize that there's a back door into any part of the entertainment industry. It's already started, so here we are.
Here we go.
I'm really happy that the World Star video got released. That was good piece to the puzzle. It was good piece. I'm really happy that the World Star video got released. That was good piece to the puzzle. That the World Star video got released. That was good piece to the puzzle. In store, I basically, for me right now, I'm trying to get back to basics of like.
Yeah, if you couldn't hear that, she basically says, I'm really happy that that World Star video got released. That was really good. Great piece to the puzzle. That was a really good piece to the puzzle. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's right. I am being for real with you. So, the plot thickens, right? It's just like the shit is thick as fuck right now. We're in completely new holy shit territory with this whole thing. And she's talking about the video, the World Star Hip Hop video that has her name on it, that she got paid to do, that she got somebody censored for. She got Brittany Venti and the Quartering censored for. And that's her saying that shit was like pivotal to her career. And then now, just a few years later, no, don't be sharing my private media. This is personal intimate photos. And it's just like, with all of the stuff that's coming out now, we're just seeing hypocrisy, and then now having this guy Mike, Dirty Mike, coming out and dropping the dirty details. It's only going to be not very much longer till everybody in the hometown knows about this, and we're going to start seeing a lot more information coming out about it. So, basically it kind of seems like to me that what we're really looking at with that situation is that, these new people are going to be taking it on, and they got bigger channels, they have more reach, and they probably got people in there that have already come to them to talk about this. And it makes sense because Eliza has basically become silent. She's not said anything. She was supposed to do, I think, an event tomorrow. Yeah, there's an event that's supposed to be going on tomorrow. So we're going to have to, at least take a look at that and see what's going on with it. But, the child trafficking survivor is done and over with. That's no more. That's gone, right? Like, I don't really think that it would be really difficult for that to come back in any way, shape, or form with everything that's been assembled today. Now, it doesn't mean that she's not a fucking survivor, you guys. Like, we were pretty clear that 2012 to 2016 was the year frame that we probably were going to be seeing any of that stuff happening. And I mean, admittedly, from her own mouth, the whole thing with the NFL player, NBA player, the professional athlete or whatever, and the musician could have fallen in that particular area. Nobody's discounting that. I mean, her story was that, she was at a strip club and she got a Bible, and the only place you'd find a Bible at a strip club is if you were a stripper in the back. And don't ask me how I know that, but yeah, I've been in the back of a couple strip clubs or whatever. What? I dated a few strippers and shit. Yeah, what the fuck? Strippers are people too. I like booty. Get off my back. Anyways, so at the end of the day, I think that this is what happens when people don't really see, when you look at Gift Horse and the Mouse, like at the beginning of this whole entire situation, I was trying to help this lady out, and I would have been all like, why don't you just go with this? Just stay with that, like, why you gotta make it all juicy? And now, this is where we're at. Are we going to hear anything from her? Is what's going to be coming down the pipeline? I mean, lots of questions, not a lot of answers. How are we supposed to, weigh this into the future? And honestly, I don't really think there's anything that we're going to have to do about it, but it has expanded our understanding of, we have some faith back in, because this has been a crowdsourced thing, right? We put out our investigation, that dipshit Mersh all of a sudden is all over Eliza Bleu, and then he's got his buddy Zero Dark Tony that are doing the same thing. So it's like, there was no collusion there. It's just that apparently sometimes people get in line, and we've proven that in the past. Like, we've worked with Ollie Alexander. What the fuck is that? The Theorist Conspiracy. Thank you for the subscription over there, yo. The Theorist Conspiracy. Welcome. But yeah, we had to take at least a little bit of time to talk about that today, because literally it's like, when you deal in these spaces, like, I was friends with, I can't really say I'm friends with Alexander, but like, I've asked Ollie Alexander, I've passed him information on shit that he's working on just to help him out, and tried to stay completely anonymous or whatever, and we know that Gabe Hoffman hates the guy, but you know what, sometimes you gotta cross some lines, be like, yo bro, I understand you hate the guy, but he's the biggest one we got right now to get this shit done, so let's just get it done. You know what? Don't get mad at me. Sometimes, you know what? You got to work with the devil to get shit done. The trick to working with the devil is never sign any paperwork with the devil. Do you feel me? Never have a contract with any of the motherfuckers. You just You could give him stuff and nudge him into the right direction, but never fucking sign a contract. Okay? You understand? You get it? Good. Good. And I think that's pretty much it for at least the Eliza situation. I'm just basically patiently waiting now because I'm sure other people are going to be bringing up all kinds of stuff. I will bring you up the updates, but at this particular juncture, I don't really know what to say or do. It's just kind of like fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. I could not have predicted that this would have gone this way. Now, could I? I couldn't have, right? Right? No, we could have predicted it. Maybe we did. I don't know. Ask J.R. Riggs. He's the prediction master. He's the super forecaster or whatever. Tell me, motherfucker, could we have predicted this? Did you predict this? Stop playing Ark and let me know. Anyways. Now, into the other news that's probably more important, okay? I think this is important. But, yeah, there's this guy. He's an FBI official. He was in charge of investigating Donald Trump's ties to Russia, and he just got arrested for illegal ties to Russia. That's right. Not making this shit up. That's 100% for real. The guy investigating Trump for his collusion with Russia got arrested for colluding with motherfucking Russia. Can't make this up, bro. I can't make it up. These are facts. And if you don't believe me, there is a DOJ indictment from the DOJ that definitely confirms that that's a real thing. Or whatever. So, don't kill the messenger. Russian oligarchs like Oleg Deripaska perform a global malign influence on behalf of the Kremlin and are associates of acts of bribery, extortion, and violence. So yeah, you know what? I guess that's a pretty good question, permaculture. Who arrests the FBI? The FBI does! Yeah. But yes, on Saturday afternoon, former FBI agent Charles McGonigal, who was the head of counterintelligence in the FBI field office and part of the investigation into the supposed ties that didn't exist between Trump and Russia, was just arrested over his alleged ties to Trump and Russia and some money that, he had or whatever. So, damn, son. So, wait a minute. Trump wasn't colluding with Russia at all. There was FBI agents that were friends with Hillary Clinton that were getting money from Russia and all this other bullshit. Super tight, yo. This is super tight. This is going better than expected, I think. No one could have predicted this. No one could have predicted this. Yep. They say that he was arrested over his ties to Oleg Deripaska, a Russian billionaire who's been sanctioned by the United States and criminally charged last year with violations of those sanctions. And McGonigal was involved with the investigation of Trump's campaign in 2016, and I guess they said the FBI is committed to law enforcement of economic sanctions designed to protect the United States and our allies. And Russian oligarchs like Oleg Deripaska perform their global malign influence on behalf of the Kremlin and are associated with acts of bribery and extortion and violence. So are they saying that there was some bribery and extortion going on here where this FBI agent that was investigating Trump was getting bribed? Was he getting bribed on behalf of Trump, or was he getting bribed on behalf of Hillary motherfucking Clinton? I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody could probably type into Google Oleg Deripaska, Hillary Clinton, and probably find some kind of information about it. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could try to do that right now. I don't know. Might as well if I don't get anything better to do. Boop, boop. Hillary Clinton. I'd be shocked if there wasn't any. Oh, wait a minute. What's this fax box? Oh, I spelled Hillary Clinton wrong. The case of Russian collusion. Hillary Clinton. Senate Intelligence Committee. Oleg Deripaska represent a grave counterintelligence threat. Oleg Deripaska on Twitter as Durham investigation unfolds. Interesting. Kind of seems like Hillary Clinton's all over the place in there. Maybe not because they were friends, but because some other weird reason or something like that. So I guess this breaking news story is maybe a little bit shocking because once again, we're seeing that, well, there was some fucking shady shit going on, right? Yeah, I think there was a lot of shady shit going on when at least talking about what was happening with Trump back then. And now we're finding out that the people that were in charge of investigating the dude for being in collusion with Russia was in collusion with Russia. Tight. That's just kind of like very wonderful. I wonder if they're going to have that same fucking energy with Joe Biden, dude. I don't know. Fuck my life. Why does this shit happen? In other more interesting news, my friends, the district attorney involved with the now famous Alec Baldwin manslaughter charges is basically blasting the lack of care on the Russ set and said some pretty shocking shit on CNN earlier today, basically saying that there was live ammunition all over the place and the bandolero belt with all of the clips and stuff that this dude was supposed to be,
come to this?
That Alec Baldwin was wearing was filled with live ammunition. And, you know, I just
decision.
don't understand how this guy thinks he's going to get away with this shit.
We got the report from the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office. We initiated an extensive review of that, and I will say that it was a well investigated case.
You really need a 60-inch TV, Edmond 7? You don't need a 60-inch TV. I need a 60-inch TV. I only have a 55-incher, and I could really use the extra 5 inches, you know what I mean?
But we had some follow-up that we had to do, had to speak with some experts. And
get
once we read through everything and researched.
Or just wait for your neighbor to get a 75-inch and then buy his 60-inch off of him.
The case law and the law here in New Mexico, we realized that we believe that there was probable cause to charge Alec Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez-Reed with involuntary manslaughter.
And what were some of the key pieces of evidence that you used that factored into that decision?
Well, that there was such a lack of safety and safety standards on that set, that there were live rounds on set. They were mixed in with regular dummy rounds. Nobody was checking those, or at least they weren't checking them consistently. And then they somehow got loaded into a gun, handed off to Alec Baldwin. He didn't check it. He didn't do any of the things that he was supposed to do to make sure that he was safe or that anyone around him was safe. And then he pointed the gun at Helena Hutchins and he pulled the trigger.
You talk about the safety on the set. As part of your investigation, was there one thing that was done or one thing that was said that sealed it for you?
Did you hear what she said? He took the gun, he pointed it at her, and he pulled the trigger. Now, Alec Baldwin maintains quite regularly that he did not pull the trigger on his firearm, but let's not forget, I actually have one of those firearms. It's pretty dope. It's not mine, but you know, it belongs to somebody else, but I have it. I look at it. I like to put it in my hands. It's my thinking gun, you know? Makes me think about the past. Lets me connect to my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, whenever I'm holding it, you know, one thing that you'll know if you actually own one of these things is there's literally almost no way for that thing to fire unless you pull the fucking trigger. The only other way to get it to go off is accidentally pulling the trigger when you have an extra round in it or dropping it when there's a round in the chamber. There's literally no fucking way that that gun could fire without the trigger mechanism being pulled, because you can't even pull the trigger unless the motherfucker is cocked. Okay? And the only way to make the hammer drop is by pulling the trigger. And the only way to even get it to unload when you have a round in there is to hold the fucking hammer, pull the trigger, and lightly let it fall down. But even then, you probably, if there's a round in the chamber, good chance that motherfucker's gonna shoot. Okay? Okay? So yeah, it has to be a purposeful thing. There's just there's in no world is there ever, even if the gun was in disrepair, that would just make it not shoot. There's no way that it could have shot with it being damaged. There's just, it doesn't happen. It just don't happen, dude. It just can't happen. So hearing that makes you just freaking wonder, doesn't it? Because they're being very clear. That's the district attorney. And they're like, he pulled the trigger. And you know what Alec Baldwin's going to say? He's going to be like, I did not pull the trigger. And then they're going to have some fucking gun experts that have that gun. Because if you haven't remembered, that's an old fucking gun. You know what? That gun was used by the military for a shitload of years. And they know exactly how that thing works over many, 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 many years. There's old coots out there that love cowboy action shooting, let me tell you, and every single one of them is chomping at the motherfucking bit to get called as an expert on this case. Best believe, okay?
To be prosecuted.
No, actually, I think it was the totality.
And then, you know, as CV says, on the videos of the incident, you can clearly see him pulling the fucking trigger. So, you got to be real clear. Never cool to play around with guns, even if you're in a movie set. There's a lot of things that need to be happening or whatever. And, you know, you should just make sure if you've ever in a situation where you're around a firearm or you have a friend that has a firearm or somebody hands you a fucking firearm, what's the first thing that you're supposed to do? Check to see if it's loaded. Don't trust your friend when he hands you a gun and says, oh, it's unloaded. Nope. Doesn't matter if he thinks it's unloaded. It's your fucking job to double check. And if you don't fucking double check when somebody hands you a gun, you're basically signing your own manslaughter charge. Okay? Like, seriously, even if you don't know anything about guns, if some random person hands you a gun, the first thing you need to do, take the fucking magazine out, see if there are any rounds in the magazine. And most guns either have the little flip out thing if it's a revolver or a slide. You pull back the slide and look inside the little barrel thing to see if you see some gold ass brass in there. If you do, that means there's a round in the chamber and it's loaded. If you don't see anything, then you can be happy and say, okay, cool. The gun is completely unloaded. I can now safely handle this thing. But don't fucking point it at somebody. Don't fucking point it at somebody. Doesn't matter if it's not fucking loaded. What's your fucking problem? Jesus. You know, if you want to point a gun at somebody, go fucking play paintball. Go get a fucking airsoft gun. Any number of other things.
Of the circumstances that this was a really fast and loose set, and that nobody was doing their job. There were 3 people that if they had done their job that day, this tragedy wouldn't have happened. And that's David Halls, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, and Alec Baldwin. If they had just done their basic duties, we wouldn't be standing here.
Can you help our viewers understand? So the state officials did a report. It was signed by the chief medical investigator saying that there was no compelling evidence that this was intentional, right?
Right.
So help our viewers understand, if it's an accident, which most people seem to think it is, why is that a crime?
Because just because it's an accident doesn't mean that it's not criminal. Our involuntary manslaughter statute covers unintentional killings, unintentional homicides. The rest of our homicide statutes cover intentional, but unintentional means they didn't mean to do it. They didn't have the intent to kill. But it happened anyway, and it happened because of more than mere negligence, because of they didn't exercise due caution or circumspection. And that
Damn, I wish they had that same fucking energy for abortion, motherfuckers. So, as you can see, there's definitely going to be some interesting stuff going on. And I recognize this lady right here, you know, like I think I met this lady one time or whatever. Because, you know, guys don't remember, I worked on legalization in Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico through Safer Arizona. Because I like weed. Although, nowadays I don't smoke the flowers anymore or anything like that. Usually just mostly RSO. mostly artists, so yeah. Ah, yes. The fabled Immaculate Discharge. That's what we had there, the Immaculate Discharge. It's nobody's fault that the gun went off. The gun just went off on its own, guys. Guns just go off on their own. There's not an issue. Well, I don't know about you guys. There seems to be some kind of gun issues because, like, over the last couple of days, there's been a high number of shootings, it seems. Like, I've been hearing about a lot of shootings seemingly involving individuals that seem to maybe at one point in their life hailed from an Asian country. I think that's safe to say. But yes, there was just another one of those lockdowns. This one was in Half Moon Bay, California, where apparently like 4 people were shot, and they actually were able to get a person in custody. And when you look at the person in custody, you can see that they arrested what appears to be a elderly Chinese man. I'm not sure if there's anything going on, but something tells me that maybe there could be something. I've already seen conspiracy theorists pointing out that the last shooting that happened, which was like just yesterday with the 10 people in a different place, was also committed by somebody of Asian American descent. I mean, I don't know. I think that's the safest way of putting it or whatever, because I don't know exactly if they are Chinese from the Philippines or whatever, but they definitely don't look Japanese or whatever, because no, don't do the eye thing. You're not on Family Guy. You'll get canceled. Okay, so I think it's just weird that we're having a lot of these like shootings happening with people of Asian descent, of all things. Like, like normally I'd be seeing like, white supremacists do this or whatever, and I'm not seeing that at all. And it's actually kind of making me wonder at least a little bit more, because it doesn't seem, I mean, it's just fucking strange, dude. Like, what is going on? All of a sudden we're having mass shootings. This is California, the state with the most draconian gun laws outside of New York City, where they it's almost like a game for the California government to take people's gun rights away to them. And then yet again, they're having another issue with guns. So, maybe these guys are like disguised white supremacists or something. I don't know. What I do know is that it just doesn't make any goddamn sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. But I figured I would bring it up because, I mean, it's just tragic every time, For a minute there, we were seeing, I feel like we were seeing somebody getting shot or hearing about somebody getting shot every other day, my friends, and it didn't seem to really make a whole lot of sense to me, because it kind of seemed like it went away. Maybe they just weren't reporting on it, because you still don't really see anything about the news on some of these shootings when it doesn't fit a particular narrative statue. I think that's a safe way of putting that. Yeah, probably a safe way of putting that. But whatever. I saw something very strange on the internet where this guy's saying that there was like a new variant that came out called BS24/7, but I'm pretty sure it was just a joke or whatever. But some people were tweeting this at me like it was like, some big news or whatever. I figured I would just pass it along because I think it was a joke, because BS 24/7, the new COVID variant. Funny. Yeah. Anyways, some sad shit about the World Economic Forum. Apparently, they want you to kill your pets to reduce your carbon footprint. Although Twitter is saying that there were no calls or videos or articles or tweets or anything like that have said any of that, but I did see that there was an actual article from the European Union Times. Looks like a very, looks like a real reputable website or whatever, doesn't it? Somebody put this in Discord, and I'm like, have I taught you nothing? Cherie, it's been fucking like 5 years. What the fuck? Like, enormous hordes of illegals invade America. Is this a fucking... What is this? International newspaper based in Europe with operational branches in the Netherlands, France, Georgia, and the United States. The EUTimes.net International features the latest multimedia technologies and live stream video from audio packages to searchable archives of news and features. Wow, it's not even actually listed as a parody website, but let's see, there's no links in here that say anything like that, and they don't even have a video associated with that. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is legit, or do you think this is some bullshit? I don't know. My gut feeling.
EEF, which has ordered mainstream media outlets to begin pushing the narrative, wants to introduce an
Thinking
international
that this
policy
might be
that would
Cap.
require the majority of pet
Cap.
owners to euthanize.
I'm
their
calling
animals.
Cap,
CNN
dog.
always at the forefront in pushing the globalist agenda.
I'm stealing that from Harrison because, I mean, I've heard that before. Cap, no cap.
Has
Call
begun
Cap, bro.
urging its viewers to starve their pets to death
That's Cap.
in an effort to combat climate change.
Who is this
CNN
guy?
published an article
Who
on
is
their
this
website
fucking guy?
recently entitled, "Our Pets Are Part of the Climate Problem."
I'm gonna put this one on the shelf. We'll come back to that one if somebody else talks about it. This is definitely feeling like that new variant BS 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bullshit 24/7. I don't know. This doesn't even look like the latest in multimedia technology, okay?
The World Economic Forum has recently launched a controversial new initiative that will have animal
Yeah, dude, BS 24/7,
rights activists up in
365, yo.
arms. The World Economic Forum is now calling for
I'm
millions of
gonna
cats and
make a
dogs worldwide to
shirt
be
that says
slaughtered.
it. That's fucking good.
In an effort to reduce the carbon
Yeah,
footprint
I'm gonna
they
steal
produce
that
as a
and grift
result
off
of
of it.
eating meat.
You
The
fucking grifter,
WEF,
Defango. I'm
which
too
has ordered
lazy to do
mainstream
that. Come
media
on now.
outlets to begin pushing the narrative, wants
Come
to
on now.
introduce
All
an
right, that's enough of that shit. What's this? UN regulator at the World Economic Forum warns Elon Musk, if you don't believe and regulate speech on Twitter, you even issue the sanctions.
Our message was clear. We have the rules, which have to be.
We have the
complied with,
rules.
and otherwise
You gotta comply with us. We're the UN. Yo, if the UN ever tried to tell me to do anything, I would tell them to suck my pee-pee
has been weakened
and balls.
And I
All
have
once,
quite
just
high level of confidence when it comes to Twitter.
the whole
I
thing.
have to say that we worked with knowledgeable people, with the lawyers, with the sociologists who understood that they have to behave in some decent way, not to cause really big harm to
Yo,
the
dude,
society.
I'm calling that we sanction them.
Notion of responsibility was there. So
Honestly, I think I'm gonna start sanctioning the UN and then charging them just millions of dollars every single day for each of the sanctions that we sanction them with. And then the more and more that they don't pay, dude, the UN's gonna owe me like $100 million by the end of like next year if I go for that. We should do that. Come together, form a new council, and then we'll start sanctioning the UN. And then people are like, well, what's your authority? And be like, what do you mean, what's our authority? Same fucking authority you got. None.
this is what I don't feel from Elon Musk personally. Our message was clear. We have the rules, which have to be complied with, and otherwise there will be sanctions.
Yeah, we have the rules. And if you don't comply with our rules, the UN's gonna sanction you. Oh, wow. The UN's gonna sanction fucking Twitter? Really? You're gonna sanction Twitter, UN? Woo! true. And it's a UN person at the World Economic Forum conference. Seriously, every time I see one of these dumbass takes, I'm gonna because I have a company, I'm going to fucking bill them for having to watch this crap, and I'm just gonna be like, nope, y'all gotta pay that shit. Y'all gotta pay that shit. My time's fucking valuable, and you're wasting it with your fucking crazy shit. But yeah, that's a real thing that's happening. You know, it's like usually if something big or somebody says something crazy at the World Economic Forum, there's usually a video, article, picture, something that actually backs up that it was being said, because, you know, everybody in the WEF, they're all media whores and want the attention, so they're definitely going to make sure that they get the attention for whatever crazy thing that they're trying to do. So just kind of remember that for at least a little bit of time, because we're into completely new territory in this bad boy. Yeah. Although this one seems kind of weird. U.S. District Attorney and U.S. Sheriffs working together to criminally charge Anthony Fauci, Ralph Barrick, Peter Daszak, and many others for racketeering, collusion, and creating some virus.
There is a single silver bullet inside of the 1986 National Vaccine Injury Act and under the 2005 PrEP Act, which is that there was a felony committed in the process of promulgating an emergency use authorization. Then the corporate liability shields that protect companies like Pfizer and Moderna and Gilead Sciences, and that protect the hospitals and the consolidated healthcare organizations, those civil protections against liability
Who are these two fucking guys in the background?
exist only if there were no felonies committed in the creation.
And then seriously, this guy's wearing a fucking bow tie, dude? You're trying to get me to fucking take you seriously and you're wearing that fucking bow tie?
The emergency use authorization. We know that from racketeering, from lying to Congress, and from now, premeditated
I bet that shit's a clip-on. That's a fucking clip-on. It looks like a clip-on.
and
Because I don't see no fucking shit.
negligent and reckless homicide. We know that there are a number of felonies that have been committed.
So yeah, apparently Truth Justice at Sparta Justice in the fight for humanity. Very, very interesting. I would be super surprised and shocked if somebody actually got away with suing all of those people. But then again, you know, what the fuck do I know? Oh, well, I don't really know that much, actually. I don't really know that much at all. Nope. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, oh, wait, there we go. There we go. That was the other shooting. I knew I had an article for it. Yeah, the death toll in the Monterey Park shooting. Yeah. Death toll of the New Year mass shooting at Monterey Park rose Monday to 12 people. Yeah, Monterey Park in Los Angeles County. And it was during the Chinese Lunar New Year. And then there was another one that happened after that. The fuck? Yeah, that's a what the fuck moment, actually. That's a little bit what the fuck. I'm not exactly sure what the fuck is going on with that, but that's okay. You know, there couldn't possibly be anything more important than that, right? Because we still haven't talked about Crowder, but that's not the most important thing that you should probably hear today. Apparently, more classified documents have been found at the Biden family residence. I haven't been on for a couple of days, so we didn't actually talk about that, but yeah. How many groups of classified documents did they find at the Biden household now? It seems to be many, actually, but yes, they've been talking about this for, I guess, the last couple of days, that they acquired apparently a few more of these here classified documents, and this is separate from the other classified documents that they apparently had found, and all of them seem to be from either when he was a senator, and also was the vice president. So like, we're not talking about files that are only coming from a certain period of time. We're talking about files that have gone through for like his entire time, where he was just keeping classified documents in a box next to his Corvette. And I guess they found even more classified documents after a thorough search of the residence. And seems like, you know, people should be talking about this maybe a little bit more, because, I mean, everybody was really up in arms about when Trump had a bunch of classified documents. But then again, Trump was the president, and he had the power to declassify documents and take them home with them. As a senator and as vice president, Joe Biden had actually the ability to do neither of those things and should have never been in possession of any classified materials outside of the White House or secured rooms, as anybody that has a top secret classified clearance should know that it should operate. But yeah, he had that shit at his house, and he also had it in his office over at the Biden Center. But don't worry, it's not a big deal. Like, he's not Trump, so like, you know, and it's gotta like rub you the wrong way, because this definitely feels like Joe Biden is almost solidified on his way out. I would be supremely freaking shocked if Joe Biden ran for president again, because it feels like right now they're basically kind of setting him up to not be around anymore. You know, maybe we're going to have a Kamala Harris president. This feels like, you know, because think about it. If the Republicans start going after the impeachment angle, which we already know that they're going to probably do that, Marjorie Taylor Greene is definitely been pushing that pretty profusely. And we're not exactly sure what her relationship with Mr. Kevin McCarthy entails, but rumor has it that there might be a little bit of the horizontal mambo going on. I don't have any evidence to approve or disprove that theory. It's just something that I heard or whatever, and I figured I'd tell you. So there is, I guess, a chance for something like that to actually get pushed into motion, but I just feel like most Republicans are so deathly afraid that Kamala Harris would become the president that they probably would like not want that shit to happen. But then again, I'm not exactly sure what would happen, because, you know, like, if the president gets impeached, it goes to the vice president, or does the vice president and the president both get disqualified and then it goes to the Speaker of the House? I don't know. I don't know how that actually works. But if they go after the impeachment situation, I mean, I feel like they have quite enough information over the years, because they tried to impeach Trump twice and failed, right? Like, Congress got it through, but then the Senate basically kiboshed it both times. And now we have basically the opposite setup, where the Republicans are in control of the House and the Democrats are in control of the Senate. So it's not even like if they tried to impeach Joe Biden, it would actually go through. It would basically be almost a mirror of exactly what happened with Trump. The Congress would vote it in, and then fucking the Senate's just going to be all like, yeah, but nah. And then all of us will be able to run around saying that Joe Biden got impeached, just like they were saying Trump got impeached. You know, you see how that works? You see how that works? Like, this is like the kind of shit that these politicians think about when they're taking a shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe me, it's because you haven't been sitting around with a bunch of politicians while they're taking shits. Okay? I have. Not proud of it or whatever, but there's some weird people out there. Okay? So think about this as you're going forward with it, because you got this shit literally happening overnight. And yeah, I guess I haven't been seeing your texts because I don't really pay attention to my signal. It doesn't even go into, like, what do you call that? Oh, you always got an odd vibe with Eliza Bleu? Yeah, dude. I've been like talking about that shit. That whole situation is of my creation. Just when you know people and you know how they are, you can just always think about who could possibly do it, and somebody will get it through it. Yes. So, I don't know, man. Classified documents coming up. This feels like they're getting the whole setup together, and honestly, they got everything they need on the Republican side to start making the case, but are they going to make the case? I just don't see it happening. I don't think they're that dumb. Yeah, they're not that dumb. They can't be that dumb. Please tell me that they are not that fucking dumb. So, now let's talk about Crowder, the Crowdinator. Obviously, I have horrible takes on this because I see this situation as a bunch of fucking rich assholes doing bitching about rich asshole shit. Like, to me, there are no winners in this situation. The Daily Wire can suck a dick. Steven Crowder can suck a dick. Timpool can suck a dick. That's what I feel about it. That's me just being fucking honest. This whole situation is just shit on all sides, okay? And the reason that I say that, why you gotta blast on fucking Timpool? I've always blasted on Timpool since he was on Vice, and even more so, okay? And I don't all of a sudden respect a guy because he's got like a super popular show that, is the top in the world for live streams or whatever. See, he runs the best live stream out there. See, I run the worst live stream. So like, I'm way the fuck down here at the super bottom, and he's like at the tippy top. All right. So like, he's the best show, or he's like just like the worst best show, and then I am the best worst show. That's right. And damn, Singular Infinity, thanks for that diamond over there on the D Live, dude. Thanks for that diamond over on the D Live. So like, honestly, my opinion on the whole thing was that Crowder was being a douchebag in the very fucking beginning. Like, everything that he did doesn't make sense to me, and I just completely look at the lie that he's saying, oh, I'm trying to do this to protect alt tech, and fucking Daily Wire's in bed with big tech. It's just fucking horseshit. I mean, I can't say it enough. It's such horseshit. It's a standard fucking contract sheet or whatever. They weren't taking money out of your fucking pocket. They were saying, if we're going to do business with you, here are the terms that we would do. You gave them your own terms back, and they said no, and you cried like a baby because you thought you were worth more than you actually are worth. Such a fucking... Yeah. If I was to streamer... That's exactly right. Whatever, Edmon7. If I was a pretty good power bottom streamer, and I don't even know what the fuck that is. Everybody tells me. They're like, if you gotta ask, you don't need to know. Gotta ask, you don't need to know. And honestly, I don't want to fucking know. So let's just listen to some of these takes. This is from Lofty Pixels. This is the Quarterings video editor guy that makes the funny ass intros that you see on his videos. He says, Crowder said DW and a few others want to control what's permissible in the movement, and then they accuse him of saying this is the only way. Literally never happened. DW approached Timcast, couldn't strike a deal, and they parted ways with mutual respect, which is 100% true. And obviously, Timpool, cloud he is, can't even.
Here's the problem: when you have a few, because it's
say shit.
It's not about the Daily Wire. There are a few key companies that control what is permissible in this movement. And these few few key companies.
Really? There's just a few key companies that control what's permissible in the movement? So what are the companies' name? Timcast? Daily Wire? That one fucking place that Steve Bannon runs?
This is the only way. I'm saying there could be many ways. It would be one thing if we're saying, hey, maybe this way, maybe this other way. But now this sort of reeks of, why don't you go and create your own? Why don't you go and create your own? Find billionaire investors to give you seed money. Here's the problem: when you have a few, because it's again this.
I can't even fucking watch this, dude. I can't even watch it. I can though.
This is not about the Daily Wire. There are a few key companies that control what is permissible in this movement. And
PragerU, Blaze, yep.
Companies are saying this is the only way. I'm saying there could be many ways. It would be one thing if we're saying, hey, maybe this way, maybe this other way. But now this sort of reeks of, why don't you go and create your own YouTube? Why don't you go and create your own, find billionaire investors to give you seed money?
Yeah, why don't you go create your own YouTube, fucking Steven Crowder? Oh no, I need hundreds of billions of dollars to do that. No, motherfucker. You need like $50 in PeerTube. That's all it's gonna cost you. You fucking believe that? No, because you're a dumb fuck and you don't know anything. I mean, that's the thing that pisses me off about these people sometimes. Like, you know what? Hey, I get it. You guys have your big shows with your fucking stages and, you know, you're all popular. People spend money on you. I get it. I don't need all that shit to do all of this stuff. Eventually, we're going to be up there. I know it. I can see it in the future. It's probably going to take me another 50 fucking years, but I'm going to get there. And when I do, people are going to be like, yeah, he just does it all on his own. And that's badass. But, you know, it doesn't matter. I just look at this thing and it's like, these things that they like talk about and argue about, it's like Timpool. Like Timpool right now, if he wanted to start his own video platform, he'd be able to do it. He could have his own video platform, his own Twitter, his own everything with open source shit. He has Ian fucking Crossland on his team, who is literally one of those open source guys that literally can do exactly what I do. Can go to GitHub, download some fucking code, put it up, change some shit, and then wow, look, we just fucking did it. Holy shit. And thank you. I do check my signal occasionally. You should just text me on my regular fucking phone number. Or I'll have to figure out how to put my signal notifications so that they actually pop up. I think I did something because it doesn't ever bling, you know, or nothing. So I'm pretty sure I did something with the goddamn notifications on Apple. Because, like, they give you, like, schedule summary, regular summary. Like, I don't know how that shit works. But thank you for your very generous $50 donation. We will definitely utilize that for food and paying our rent. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. So, like, I get what a lot of people are saying. You know, I can see what Crowder is doing here. And I mean, he's really trying to build his brand. He's trying to be just like Timpool is in a lot of ways. And that's why it's advantageous for him to go onto this show in the first place, is because Timpool is the other one with the big media empire that has been pretty well known. And we already showed it today that they actually do engage actively into gatekeeping. Like, you piss off Cassandra, you ain't ever fucking getting on that show, bro. And if you've ever pissed off Tim, Luke, or any of the other people associated that are on all the time, then you ain't got no fucking chance, dog. You ain't got no time. I mean, maybe if like Ian's didn't like you or something like that, but like basically you got to get through Timpool and Cassandra. And if Tim gives you the kibosh, you'll never see the light of day. But Cassandra is the same way. She does that. So it's like, you got to remember that they're pulling this all together. Like, Crowder got into there in less than 4 days, guys. Like, they made this happen together because they're media people. They see that this is going to be the pop that they want, because at the end of the day, for them, it is a business and it is about getting clicks and motherfucking eyeballs. And if you can't see that, that's okay. You know, like, you know, I'm not going to knock you for it or whatever, but I'm going to try my best to try to, like, educate you to how the game works, because this is how the game always works. You know, in every instance, from what we're seeing with the Eliza Bleu, it's just a different group of individuals that are all coming together to see it. I think the biggest difference, though, between here is that in this situation, we got a bunch of rich fucking assholes, and in the other situation, it's actually just a bunch of poor people. So, you know, there is a dissension. Right? And I mean, you're right, Atlas. That's like fucking 20K in super chats that he has gotten in the last couple of hours, right? So Tim made bank on all of this stuff. It's not like he's not making bank in this shit. God damn it, what is going on with this fucking super chat? The fuck? So like, my damn chat thing keeps fucking up. It's pissing me off. Like, where's his message? Where's his message? Why didn't it's not there? See, but then Eureka's showed up. The fuck? What the fuck, YouTube? What the fuck, YouTube? Like, only showing like 1 or 2 chats per person. I'm just skipping some for some reason. I don't know what's doing that. I don't know why I was doing that. I want to go back to the other one, but then I won't be able to see the Rumble chat. But then there's only like 2 different people talking on Rumble, it looks like. Did you know that the woman Eliza Condon to validating her sex trafficking story got sued for $50,000 by her own parents and brother for lying and saying that they sex trafficked 3 kids? She lost? Oh, yeah. I was aware of that. But, you know, you gotta, like, let some people find some shit. Whatever. So, yeah, Tim's cast seems to be making lots of money. His sales were $9.86 million for 2022. Holy shit. Yeah. So, like, how much money did they make in Super Chats? Is Crowder getting a cut of the Super Chats? And then does everybody remember when Adam Krieger used to be on the Timcast show and he complained and said that everybody thought he got fired because of the whole Lydia situation, but he was saying he actually got fired because Tim wanted to keep all that sweet Super Chat money. Yeah, but the reality is nobody gets a cut of the Super Chats. It goes all to Tim. So, you know, Tim's making money hand over fist, basically being the center of the YouTube drama, being the center of, you know, the big drama things. And they very selectively pick shit up. Cernovich was like, does Crowder have not gay Jared under an NDA? If it's not about the money, why did Crowder ask the Daily Wire for more money? Probably pretty good, because in the stream he got kind of asked about the NDA stuff, and as we knew he would, he basically glossed right over that because he's not going to talk about that, because famously many people that are under non-disclosure agreements with Steven Crowder have come out publicly saying that his contract is actually worse than the one that the Daily Wire was basically trying to get him to sign. So it's kind of a situation. Yeah. He wouldn't talk about Mr. Bay Jared. Yeah, of course he didn't want to do it. He just wanted to deflect every single question and not get to anything. So Steven Crowder actually is doing it better than a person like Eliza Bleu, because he's actually giving the air that he's actually trying to, like, I don't know, fucking deal with this shit. But, like, you guys weren't born fucking yesterday. Come on. Like, you can't see through this shit. Like, this is just a complete show, bro. It doesn't. And, like, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Like, oh, yeah, big tech, we're trying to dominate stuff. This is literally Timpool, Cassandra Fairbanks, and fucking Steven Crowder all coming together to make culture. This is what their idea of culture is. And this is their idea of content, which is, I guess, cool or whatever. I mean, it gives me something to fucking talk about. Yeah, but Edmond7 says Crowder is standing up for all streamers. You should be thankful. 100% false. Crowder is standing up for himself. Not all streamers are getting $50 million deals offered to them. And in no way, shape, or form could it ever be misconstrued that dude is standing up for guys like me. I've been a streamer longer than he has, number one. Number two, I've only ever been offered $1 million deal one time in my life with Stickam, and that fell through. So I just don't think that a lot of people really truly understand, like, what this movement actually entails. Like, Steven Crowder is not the movement. He is just a influencer in the movement who is utilizing his influence to garner himself more money. That's all we're really seeing here. He lost out on a big deal because he wanted to keep his Mug Club funds, and he felt that, oh, well, it's not going to be the greatest for me, and I'm going to protect everyone else. But, I mean, he ain't protected me. He's not protecting any of the other streamers that are here. He's not standing up and fighting for anything whatsoever. I mean, that's just crazy, dude. Like, what are you fucking even talking about? Yeah. It's just kind of like weird. So what did it say? Crowder only decided to expose the Daily Wire as being a conservative Inc. after they turned down his counter offer for $30 million a year, $120 for 4 years, and he had no Mug Club revenue from the Blaze. So he's just using this to grift in a desperate attempt to make money. And honestly, yeah, I kind of get it. A little bit, I'm not a massive fan of Mark Dice or whatever, but I know of him. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about the guy or whatever, but I do kind of see it kind of in the same way. It's like, yo, we're a super rich dude. You know what you got yourself into. And this exposing this, creating waves of drama in the conservative community is just not the way to go, bro. Like, cool, man. I'm super excited for the future and all this.
And people don't believe. There are no investors in Timcast. There's only me as the principal of the entire company, sole owner, sole board member, president, CEO, treasurer, chairman, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's weird. He didn't come out against DW sounding stupid. Yeah, you're right. He came out against the fucking Babylon Bee. No, he definitely came out against the Daily Wire. That's why they were having a whole beef. He came out against the Daily Wire and said that they were colluding with big tech because in their contract they had things that said, hey, if you accidentally get, fucking censored by big tech, we're gonna have to take some of that money away because we're not making it. So that's not fucking colluding with big tech. I'm under the same thing, except for I don't have a contract with anybody. If I get a bunch of strikes or whatever, and I lose my channel. That's just it. Like what? Oh fuck! Like, are you kidding me?
Their staff, I have a COO. We've got people who work here, but I own literally all of it, control all of it, with no outside investment. It's literally just I started making.
And you're not even Jewish.
Yeah,
I'm just saying as a joke for the anti-Semites in there. By the way, we're not talking about. No one we're talking about is even Jewish.
That's a point I make all the time. Yeah. There are people who have been successful in media who aren't. I don't know why they have that conspiracy belief. Yeah. But it was shocking for me to find out that these big alternatives only exist because some powerful industrialist or billionaire decided I'm going to spend money, but that money comes with their influence. Now, the only issue I have with that is that we don't know what their influence is.
Right. And you owe.
And people don't believe.
Yeah, we don't know what their influence is. I think that Atlas puts it pretty good. I'd highlight his chat, but it didn't actually get folded into there. He says everyone who's on YouTube has the same risk. Crowder wanted to be paid millions and have no risk. Then that's basically what we're talking about. Like, he wanted to get a contract, but he still wanted to get paid, even if he did something it's stupid to get his fucking channel demonetized. He still wanted to be paid for that. And that's fucking dumb. I mean, in a perfect world, and like, fuck, man, I'd have like gold bars, be driving a fucking Ferrari, everybody, yeah, like in imagination land, yeah, okay, you mean maybe you could get that, but not in fucking reality, bro. You don't see fucking Timpool offering Steven Crowder any kind of money, do ya? Because obviously he couldn't afford it, but give him another 2 years and he's definitely going to be giving a Daily Wire a run for their money. Obviously, I mean, there's no doubt to any of that shit, but it's just kind of weird. And it says, here's an interesting post from just somebody on Twitter that I thought was kind of interesting. Melanie, she says, I've listened to all of the videos between Crowder and Jeremy Boring and the rest of the Daily Wire affiliates. I was disappointed in conservative media when I heard Crowder's first video and I took sympathy. I tried to remain neutral, but I can't help but listen to my gut. Once I got the full context, it made me realize that if his claims about the Daily Wire were true, why wouldn't more people come out of the woodwork? Instead, I've seen overwhelming support from the people who have actual contracts. People I've come to trust. I will say this, from the moment this stream began, I got an arrogant and above it all vibe from Crowder. I can't detect any humility, and he seems like a dog with his tail between his legs. Also, I think it's his show trying to direct the conversation. Pure arrogance. He had a preset script but looked nervous and jumbled through it. Totally incoherent. Prove me wrong. Yes, my love. Yes, my yes, baby. Are you okay? You want some attention? Hey, honey, you're hungry? Yeah, I know you're hungry. It's getting late. She's like, yeah, Daddy, I don't want Taco Bell tonight. Get you a burger. You want a burger? You want a burger? Wow. That's crazy. I kind of really agree with whatever that lady was saying. Minutes into his Timpool appearance, Steven Crowder claims that he's not going to call anyone names or bitch, and immediately starts going off about Candace Owens.
Before we get to the finance,
let's go to the topic.
Let me ask you this: if someone publicly was going, and by the way, I'm not going to be doing the personal stuff. I'm not going to be coming in here calling anybody a bitch, right? Sending out hatchet people. I understand why Candace was mad. Honestly, I understand.
But you can't do that. You can't lay up with, look, I'm not going to call anyone a bitch.
It's all right though. I guess he deserves to be mad at Candace, but Candace was all upset that fucking he recorded Jeremy without his knowledge or whatever. But then I found out last night from this lady named Tree on the Simcast that fucking Candace has actually done the same fucking shit and way worse. So I don't know. I used to be a fan of Candace Owens, and I am no longer a fan of Candace Owens. Not at all. Not at fucking all. Because I was like, what the fuck? So, I mean, I don't really even know what to say about half of this stuff, but...
Not colleagues, not associates, not, like I would say me and Matt Walsh, and we're associates, but friends. He called his friend to talk about Christmas and his kids, and said he recorded him, and then dropped that recording a week later, pretending that he was doing this to be a martyr. I just don't see how people don't realize this guy is a fundamentally bad person.
Yeah. It's all right, though. Apparently, now I am aware that Candace Owens is also a fundamentally bad person. I watched a very, very long a very, very long YouTube playlist with many, many videos that detail this bitch's doxing and just recording people's phone calls, being generally shitty about everything. So, you know what? I'm just kind of like, damn. And then again, just putting it out there, it's like a lot of people are starting to think that this whole thing might have been set up a little bit longer. I haven't asked Cassandra about this, and but it's just really weird. This happened overnight, right? They already had Candace Owens on the show. How long was she scheduled to be on there? And then right after that, they got fucking Crowder on, and then who's going to be on tomorrow? Where's the fucking clown show going tomorrow? So, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense that they put it together in, 3 days or whatever. But I could be wrong, Maybe it's just as easy as, getting some fucking Twitter messages out and making it happen. So, yeah, kind of makes it a little weird. And then, oh, wait, Jeremy from the Boring Company is supposed to be on tomorrow? Very, very interesting. Very, very fucking interesting. Yes, Steven Crowder versus the Daily Wire, Timpool. This is very accurate, I think. This is this is really good. Anyone who thinks Crowder is being genuine is a total sucker. He's literally gaslighting the Daily Wire and virtue signaling to the right, and here you are believing the words of a man that would betray his own friends for money. Very well put. Very, very well put. Wait, what's this right here? In this video, Steven Crowder insists that this is a slave contract. There's no need to be enslaved like this. Then the Daily Wire revealed the slave contract was for $50 million over 4 years, 4 weeks off a year, and Crowder never having to work Fridays. Yeah. It's really funny when fucking Will Summers starts calling you out or whatever. But yeah, delusional. Is it delusional? Or is it just like, is it just the new fucking normal?
Honest conversations. Right. Right. We've talked about this. Like, you built your career on YouTube is the argument that people use. Right. Last 3 years unmonetized. It's like, yes, we're trying to speak the most truth to the greatest number of people possible. It's not, we can't just all have behind the paywall honest conversations. Right. Because then you don't affect people at the biggest possible, tech company out there.
Yeah, it's not
so
lost
do
on us.
that. But don't go so far as to play by this additional set of rules that really restricts what you're able to say.
And punish the creators, yeah.
Right. We've talked about this. Like,
Isn't it weird how they say that they're punishing the creators? And here you have it. Team Crowder literally arguing the exact same thing Daily Wire was arguing. They want to stay on YouTube. It's the biggest platform. It's the biggest reach. Crowder just doesn't want to bear the risk. And that's really what it's all about. It's like he got all butthurt that money would have been taken away if he would have lost his YouTube thing. And he's trying to say, oh, we're a big tech. You're trying to shut me down. You're trying to like make sure I'm not going anywhere. But in reality, it's like he's still got that same fucking liability right now. It's just complete bullshit. I don't know. Is Alex Stein is the Daily Wire? I don't know if that's actually weird.
Hey, you can't do this. The Daily Wire then says, all of a sudden, not also, but a few months later, Crowder registers StopBigCon. Then he calls and secretly records Jeremy. He was setting us up. This email right here paints a different picture in that you talked with the Daily Wire and said, here's our issue. Here's what we can't do. And they said, okay. And then sometime later, they try poaching.
No, they said, if that's the issue, this is our business model, and you don't know business.
But then they try and poach one of your employees. You go to the Daily Wire. They say, here's a term sheet.
Ooh, they tried to poach one of his employees. Oh, really? Oh, no. Don't be poaching Timpool's employees, or don't be poaching anybody's fucking employees and shit. I don't know. Wait, but what was this? This is Jeremy from the Boning
production
Country?
costs. We've never made a deal quite like the offer that we put in front of Steven, because Steven, very independent guy. I mean, all of our talent have very independent voices. Obviously, we can't tell him what to say. But Steven has always built in this protection for himself that he wants to actually produce his content. He doesn't want, most of our guys that come to the studio and we turn on the cameras. We point the cameras, we point the lights. Steven likes to do that with his own team. To just make doubly sure that no one's interfering with his content, not that we would.
Having full control over the production does not mean you have to also bear the cost of production, but that seems to be the very thing that Jeremy here is claiming.
Obviously, we can't tell him what to say, to just make doubly sure that no one's interfering with his content, not that we would. And so we anticipated that, and we said, Crowder will bear the burden of production.
This really comes off as a disingenuous excuse to just palm off the production costs onto Crowder so that Daily Wire doesn't have to cover it. Crowder retaining control does not necessitate him having to bear the cost of production.
Weird. Crowder having to bear the cost of production just means that part of the $50 million that he's being paid by the Daily Wire, that money's coming out of that. So, you wanted to have your own crew so you could do everything on your own, and you have to pay for it. Well, oh man, that must fucking suck, dude. Having to pay for all your own production shit all by yourself. Oh my god, fucking horrible. Oh no, you could use all of their stuff, and like they can help you out, deal with it, and then you could just take the money. But no, you want it to be like that.
Is very disingenuous. Nor does it say this in the contract, nor does it give any additional protections. This stipulation literally says that he must bear the cost of production, but it does not ensure him the protection to have full creative control over the production. Neither does it work practically.
Where does it say that? It says right on the low, the quality of the production will be as good as or better than his currently existing content. And then right after that, this is just basically revenue. How could you say that he doesn't have control of his own show when he's bearing all the production costs for that specific reason? It's like There's so many of these pine codes out here that are like really simping in the wrong way, and it just doesn't make any goddamn sense. But then again, what do I fucking know? Good show on Timcast with S. Crowder. Explained his position well. No more cancel culture clauses in the contracts by conservative media companies. Huh. No more cancel culture clauses. Oh, really? Guy that made sure that fucking Wesley Snipes went to jail and loses every fucking case. There's a reason that nobody takes your fucking legal advice, bro, because it's dumb. But yeah, that's kind of silly. Calling it a cancel culture clause? Like, I guess. You get canceled, you lose money. That sucks. Let's not have any contracts like that anymore. Let's get canceled and just get paid for doing nothing. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great fucking idea. That sounds like exactly what Robert Barnes would want for himself. Hey man, wouldn't it be great if I could just put on my fucking suit, smoke cigars, and do live streams and not actually have to do any legal work because I proved to everyone out there that I'm one of the worst lawyers that ever walked the face of the earth. And sure, I had a couple of wins, but I had times 10 the losses. Fucking great. Yeah. Robert Barnes might be one of the best tax lawyers that some people have ever seen. I don't know, man. Ask Wesley fucking Snipes. I think he might tell you something different, okay? I think he might tell you something different. And it is weird to see Viva Fry and Robert Barnes have an opposing viewpoint on this, although they're still together and doing shows, so I don't exactly see, I don't exactly see them, breaking up anytime soon.
The story first broke, we did a poll. 85% Crowder is right. Very small percentage in favor of the Daily Wire. We didn't have the abstain in it. Candace Owens comes on the show. It then dropped down to like 55 to 60% Crowder is right, 40 or so percent Daily Wire is right. We did the show today. Obviously, you guys directed a lot of your fans to the show, so there's a big swing in your favor. But
yeah,
the second poll,
his balls must fucking hurt
so
right
did
now.
the biggest, most powerful conservative network in the world, according to how they, their press releases, Daily Wire. I would assume that when their people come on, it would be the same thing. I shouldn't even. Here's the thing. I shouldn't even be in the same ballpark. What you guys are saying, like, hey, how do you think?
When the story first broke, we did a poll.
Yeah. The counterculture environment is this environment is just very, very, very strange to me. I don't think that these folks truly understand what us regular people actually care about. And sure, they seem to have gotten a lot of people involved in like, oh, Crowder this, or oh, it's the Daily Wire or whatever. But I'm just here to remind you that they're all garbage. Remember, I fucking hate everything and everyone. Not really, but I am being funny. And I just see it as like, yo, dude, like, we could have really done without this, actually. This didn't need to happen whatsoever. And it's a purely ego-driven play on all sides. Not just Crowder, not just the Daily Wire, not just whoever the hell is involved with this shit. This is just a media operation, and all sides are taking full advantage so that it can soak up the revenue. There's no other way to look at this situation. It doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form, and I refuse to even acknowledge anyone that says that, oh, Steven Crowder's fighting for streamers like me. He ain't fighting for me. If somebody handed me a contract like that, I would definitely be countering it for sure. And if we couldn't come to an agreement, we wouldn't come to an agreement. And that would be it. Because I'd be like, yeah, I expect this. Like trying to act like this isn't something that hasn't been going on for a very, very long time is one thing. But then Crowder trying to act holier than thou about this, even though there's been other people that have come forward with this type of information, is ridiculous. And then at the end of the day, Crowder himself makes people sign NDAs on his contract so that they can't talk about it. And I guarantee you, if somebody in his orbit put one of those things out there, people would probably be saying a whole lot different. So we just have to wait for somebody finally to check Crowder, because Crowder exists on this like air where he's like badass and he's trying to help everybody out and shit. But if one of his employees actually posted what they had to do in order to work with him, I think that people would definitely change it. And then just watching Crowder go after that person for exposing it would not only be one of the funniest things out there, it would literally just kind of destroy everything that he's doing. So really, we're just waiting for that. That's what I'm waiting for. I see it coming here in the near future. I think after watching this Timcast IRL appearance, there's probably people that are working for him right now that are just like, you know what? I'm afraid of the NDA, but they're just waiting for somebody to be like, look, bitch, you know how unenforceable an NDA is? Like, seriously? Put it out there. Fucking put it out there. And if Steven Crowder tries to fucking sue you on this, it's a GoFundMe away. You got that thing paid for. I'll tell you what. It'll probably be Daily Wire or some other person paying for the lawsuit. You'll be set. Trust me. You'll be fine. That Jeremy dude from fucking the Daily Wire created a goddamn razor company just to fuck with someone. Do you really think that if you posted your fucking contract, nobody's going to come to bat for you? I don't think that you know the world, son. Don't think you know the world, son. And I think that, yeah, Owen Benjamin might be the guy that actually does it. Because who else is going to do it? Yeah, not me. I ain't got no fucking part of that. I ain't got no part in this shit, man. I ain't got no part in this shit, man. I just see all these fucking people and I just like, God damn it. The second that Steven Crowder lost me the second that he was trying to say that he was fighting for me. And I'm like, nah, bro, you're just fighting for donos, dude. You're just fighting for donos. And I found that, not asking for donations makes you a much better person. You can still take them, right? But you shouldn't be asking for them constantly and being like, oh yeah, you should like help because we're changing the alternative media. We're fighting the counterculture. We need you to hit us in the PayPal. Blah. That's me making fun of a lot of people. So I think that's pretty much it for the day. Hopefully you guys are happy to be here and hang out with us. I'm happy to do whatever it is that I do here. And honestly, that's it. We had a lot to talk about. There was some interesting shit that went on today, over the weekend, whatever. And now I'm on to go do other things like hang out with my sweet little puppy Lunchy. So I appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out with us. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the follow button, whatever you feel like you should do. You guys know what you're supposed to do, sharing and shit like that, but I ain't gonna fucking talk shit to you because half the time I'm watching shit, I'm not sharing it. I'd be like, oh yeah, I gotta fucking subscribe and share and all that shit. I get it. I fucking get it, dude. It's a lot of work. Either way, much love. Thanks for being here. Be blessed, and we'll see you again on the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye now. Bye.